So let's talk about the screen of consciousness and the movie and screen analogy that attempts to describe the nature of experience. So, sensory experience is basically a five-dimensional movie. Let's not call it five-dimensional, a five-faceted movie. The five facets being seeing, hearing, tasting, smelling, and touching. So, sensory experience can be seen, heard, smelt, tasted, and touched. Whereas the typical movie that one watches can only be seen and heard. So imagine a movie in which you are one of the characters and the movie can not only be seen and heard but also tasted, smelt, and touched. And imagine that the visual effects of this movie are around a million times more detailed and gorgeous than the greatest visual pieces of art that you have seen. That's the reality of sensory experience already, what I just described. And the screen on which this super movie appears is the screen of consciousness. So if you notice, all forms that have arisen in your life, all experiences that you have experienced are gone. They're just memories. But if you refer to your immediate experience now, the movie is still on and the screen is very much present because when you're experiencing the movie, by definition, you're experiencing that on which the movie is playing. And in fact, throughout your life, that on which the movie has been playing has been present because otherwise you would not have experienced whatever you have experienced. The very fact of the experience of this moment being present implies that you are experiencing the movie as well as the screen. And as we just discussed, the screen is still here, but the specific forms that the movie takes are all gone. So the screen is clearly deeper than the movie or what appears on the screen. So, slightly deeper observation of direct experience reveals that the screen is the sole reality, the screen of consciousness on which the movie of life is playing is the sole reality, and the screen of consciousness takes the form of every movie, every frame in this movie. And in fact, this movie is playing at the rate of infinitely many frames per second, as opposed to the 24 frames per second that we experience in a typical movie. So the creator is clearly of a technological competence that far outstrips what humans have achieved thus far. You don't need VR goggles because direct sensory experience is infinitely more sophisticated and vivid and rich than VR goggles can ever be. The ultimate VR goggles are your eyelids. Just close your eyes and meditate. And you enter transcendental realms of ecstatic experience that completely blow